Welcome to the Compliance Resource Channel. Compliance Resource is a source of compliance assistance for financial institutions across the country. This month, our CEO, Jack Holzknecht, is here to talk about limited English proficiency.
On September 15th of last year, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, published some guidance on Fair Housing Act protections for persons with limited English proficiency. This guidance applies to a financial institution's role as a mortgage lender. It might also apply to you if you are a landlord, maybe on property you foreclosed on, etc. Limited English proficiency refers to a person's limited ability to read, write, speak, or understand English. Now, to this point in time, the LEP issue hasn't stirred up a lot of problems. They're out there, it's a growing issue, and it's an obvious issue that if you have customers and they can't speak the language, can't read the language your documents are in, they are disadvantaged. And there's a clear connection between limited English proficiency and their national origin. So we have potential discrimination issues. Now, if you have improper handling of transactions with LEP customers, if they're mortgage loan transactions, you've got potential fair housing violations. On any other loan other than a mortgage loan, if you have improper treatment, you can have ECOA, Equal Credit Opportunity Act violations. And on any kind of account, not just loans, but deposit accounts, trust accounts, anywhere else in your bank, you have a potential UDAP issue, unfair, deceptive acts or practices. Now, the guidance was published September of last year, but it can actually apply to transactions that took place well before that date. So this is an issue you need to attack, and you need to attack it soon. Now, one of the issues you have to consider when you're trying to adopt policies and procedures is how are we going to figure out if somebody's limited English proficient or not? Well, one is you can just ask them, and if they can't understand a word you're saying, might be a tip-off that there could be an issue here. Some may come in with a translator, and they'll tell you they don't have sufficient English speaking skills to handle the transaction. So there's a number of ways you could become aware. But you need to decide, how are we going to approach this? Are we going to ask everybody that walks through the door, are you limited English proficient? Do you need help with your documents? Or are you going to wait for the customer to tell you there's an issue, and then you'll be prepared to deal with it when it happens? So you've got to make that decision on how you're going to approach the issue. And again, there are several valid approaches you can use. Now, there's a very strong link between national origin and limited English proficiency. When you look at people in the United States, there's 16 million people that are limited English proficient. Biggest percentage of those would be Spanish, but there are a large percentage of Chinese and Korean and dozens of other languages as well. So the statistics are compelling. Now, you don't just look at the national statistics. They're all census numbers. You can go look at census numbers for your community and figure out how big an issue is this in your community. If you're in a very small rural area, you might find we have 4 people in the whole county that are not English proficient. And so, you think, well, we don't need to emphasize this too much. It's a small issue. But find out how big an issue it is for your bank. Decide what you're going to do about putting procedures in place. So, again, ask every customer, or deal with those only that ask you for, can you provide assistance? You have to decide what kind of assistance you're going to provide. One option would be you could have a translator available for them. Folks having translators in all the thousands of languages around the world can be a bit of a challenge. It'd make a lot of sense to allow them to have their own translator, family member, friend, whatever, who's translating the conversation, who can translate the written documents. That can work. You can also consider having translated documents. If they speak Spanish, have your note, your mortgage disclosures printed in Spanish if your systems give you that capability. So you have to decide how you're going to respond to those who need the assistance. You also need to think about your marketing practices a little bit. We have major concerns when we see a financial institution that's advertising in Spanish. That could be a radio or TV ad. It could be a written ad, a billboard where it's in Spanish, but yet when they show up at the bank, everything's done in English. You talk to them in English, all the documents are in English. There's some concerns that could be a UDAP violation. And most definitely, you don't want to have a situation where you are advertising or putting the word out there that we only work with people that speak English. All applicants must speak English. That would be clear and obvious national origin discrimination. Now, a question we've gotten quite a lot about this issue since it started to heat up is, do we have to do this? No, I mean, this is guidance. There's no regulation that says you must provide assistance to those who have limited English proficiency. But it makes sense. Folks, it's good customer service, number one. So think about it from that perspective. Two, we have guidance that says if you're not doing this, it could be fair housing, ECOA, or you'd have violations. So we're strongly of the opinion that you need to do it. And folks, we can help you do it. We've developed a series of documents. We have what we call a Director Senior Management Update. It's a one-page document that gives your board and senior management an overview of the issue. We have a sample policy, a sample procedure, and we have a LEP, Limited English Proficiency Tracking Form, and we have all these available for you on our website. Now, if you are interested in these documents, we have them available for free. For free, you can get all of these documents. All you have to do is follow the instructions that appear on the screen right now.
Thanks for watching. You'll find links to all these products in the description below. Don't forget to use the promo code LEPFREE at checkout to receive these products at no cost. Thanks for stopping by, and make sure you subscribe to our channel for future videos.